A land where fire boils beneath the surface and ice crowns the highest peaks, where thunderous waterfalls plunge from ancient cliffs and primeval rainforests whisper beside smoldering geothermal plains. A realm of extremes violent and serene, eternal and ever-changing. This is not just a landscape, it is a living force sculpted by volcanoes, glaciers, and myth. A breathless symphony of nature's power, constantly shifting, endlessly mesmerizing. Here, in the far reaches of the Pacific, nature reigns unchallenged. Towering mountains rise like ancient gods, rivers carve through forgotten valleys, and Maori legends whisper across the wind. New Zealand's story begins long before humans arrived. Shaped by tectonic forces, it split from Gondwana 80 million years ago, giving rise to a land of unparalleled biodiversity. Many of its species exist nowhere else. Giant kauri trees tower in the north, rare kiwi birds shuffle through the underbrush. Cultural identity is deeply tied to the land. Maori refer to the country as Aotearoa, the land of the long white cloud. Their myths speak of ancestral waka canoes discovering the islands, and of taniwa, guardian creatures of rivers and caves. Every peak, every valley has a story. Join me on a journey across this astonishing land, where every region feels like a world of its own. From ancient glaciers to primeval forests, from quiet villages to wild coastlines, we'll discover a country that doesn't just invite exploration, it demands reverence. Fiordland. Sculpted by ice and time, massive glaciers once ruled here. Their retreat left behind deep, flooded valleys now called fjords. Milford Sound, the crown jewel, greets us with sheer cliffs and cascading waterfalls. Mist curls over black waters, and dolphins dance through the surf. Fiordland National Park is part of Te Waipunamu, a UNESCO World Heritage Site that preserves some of the most pristine and dramatic landscapes on Earth. Towering peaks like Mitre Peak rise directly from the sea, nearly 1,700 meters straight up. It's a place where rain falls over 200 days a year, and every drop feeds waterfalls that vanish within hours. Take a boat into the heart of this silent wilderness. Seals bask on rocky outcrops. Fiordland crested penguins nest in secret coves. Beneath the water's surface, rare black coral thrives in the cold, dark depths. Doubtful Sound, even more remote, offers haunting beauty and total tranquility. The echoes of birdsong and water as trickles create a soundscape untouched by machines. To walk here, to float here, is to feel the age of the world. Fiordland wasn't built for us. It was carved by forces far older and far more powerful. And yet, in its vastness, it welcomes us to remember what wild truly means. Queenstown, the pulse of adventure. Welcome to the beating heart of adrenaline. Queenstown hugs the shores of Lake Wakatipu, guarded by the Remarkables mountain range. But thrill is not its only story. Queenstown is where the adventure spirit of New Zealand comes to life. It's the birthplace of commercial bungee jumping, where daring souls leap from the Kaikoura Bridge. Jet boats skim across the Rotorua River. Paragliders soar from Bob's Peak. Skiers carve the slopes of Coronet Peak each winter. Yet this alpine town offers more than just a rush. In autumn, the trees around Arrowtown turn brilliant hues. In summer, hikers take to the Ben Lomond Track for panoramic views of the lake below. The lake itself, shaped like a lightning bolt, holds a deep Maori legend of a sleeping giant whose heartbeat still causes the lake's gentle rise and fall. Queenstown is also a hub for culinary exploration. World-class restaurants serve up locally sourced venison, seafood, and Central Otago wines. Just a short drive away, Gibson Valley's vineyards produce some of the best Pinot Noir in the Southern Hemisphere. It's a town that pulses with energy and possibility, where you can leap from the sky, then settle by the fire. Queenstown dares you to live fully and deeply every single day. Aoraki and Mount Cook. The sacred peak. Aoraki, cloud piercer, the tallest peak in New Zealand, standing at 3,724 meters, rises like a sentinel over the Southern Alps. To the Ngai Tahu Iwi, Aoraki is not merely a mountain, but an ancestor, a sacred guardian turned to stone after a celestial voyage. The surrounding Aoraki Mount Cook National Park is a realm of ice and stone. Home to over 140 peaks higher than 2,000 meters and more than 70 glaciers, the landscape is a study in grandeur. The Hooker Valley Track, one of the most accessible alpine walks, offers ever-changing views of the peak. Swing bridges span glacial rivers and icebergs float in the milky waters of Hooker Lake. Aoraki's glaciers, including the Tasman Glacier, the country's longest, move slowly but powerfully, sculpting valleys and feeding rivers below. Beneath this vast sky lies the Aoraki Mackenzie International Dark Sky Reserve. At night, constellations shimmer with clarity, and the Milky Way arches over the mountains like a frozen rainbow. This is a place of scale and silence. The wind howls through valleys, birds cry above snowfields, and everywhere there is awe. To stand in the shadow of Aoraki is to confront time itself, eternal, unmoved, and endlessly majestic. Rotorua, the Earth's breath. Rotorua is alive in the most literal way. Steam hisses from cracks in the earth. Mud boils in thick, bubbling pools, geysers erupt in towering columns, and sulfur tints the air with a pungent reminder of what lies below. Welcome to New Zealand's geothermal heart. Rotorua sits within the Taupo volcanic zone, a geologically active region marked by dramatic geothermal activity. Te Puia's Pohutu geyser is a marvel, erupting up to 20 times a day. At Waiotapu, neon-colored pools like the Champagne Pool glow with mineral intensity. This isn't just landscape, it's geology in motion. But Rotorua's heartbeat is also cultural. This is a cornerstone of Maori heritage. At Wakarewarewa, the living Maori village, families have harnessed geothermal heat for centuries for cooking, bathing, and healing. Performances of kapa haka, song and dance, echo with power, while traditional carving and weaving keep ancestral knowledge alive. Visitors come here not only for spectacle, but for renewal. Thermal spas offer rest and rejuvenation. The Redwoods Forest provides tranquil trails beneath towering Californian sequoias. And Lake Rotorua, formed from an ancient volcanic caldera, offers serene paddling at sunset. In Rotorua, the earth exhales steam, heat, and story. It's a place where nature and culture share the same breath. Hobbiton. A dream made real. Tucked into the rolling pastures of Waikato lies a portal to another world. Hobbiton, the lush movie set left behind from Peter Jackson's adaptations of J.R.R. Tolkien's novels, is more than a film relic. It's a living fairy tale. Wander the undulating green hills and you'll find 44 hobbit holes, each uniquely detailed with round doors, mossy roofs, and tiny mailboxes. Vegetable gardens bloom, clotheslines sway in the breeze, and butterflies dance above the flowers. The Green Dragon Inn offers a warm welcome, pouring crafted ales by a crackling fire. But the charm of Hobbiton goes beyond movie magic. It mirrors the peaceful rhythms of rural New Zealand, where sheep outnumber people and time slows to match the pace of nature. The set was preserved with care, creating a seamless fusion between fiction and landscape. Guides share behind-the-scenes stories, but also speak to the deeper magic, how a film fantasy has rekindled global wonder and local pride. For many, it's a childhood dream come true. For others, it's a celebration of storytelling grounded in place. Here, imagination takes root in real soil. Hobbiton is not just a destination, it's a feeling, a world you step into, and one that gently follows you home. Tongariro. Volcanic Majesty. Tongariro National Park is a land forged in fire, New Zealand's oldest national park and a dual UNESCO World Heritage Site recognized for both natural beauty and cultural importance. Here, the earth breathes heat and steam through sacred volcanoes. 3 mighty peaks define the skyline: Ruapehu, Tongariro, and the near-perfect cone of Ngauruhoe, famous in modern times as Mount Doom. But long before film crews arrived, these volcanoes were tapu, or sacred, to the Maori. They embody stories of battle, love, and guardianship. The Tongariro Alpine Crossing is a rite of passage. This one-day trek traverses a surreal landscape of lava flows, red craters, and emerald-colored lakes. With each step, the terrain shifts, from mossy ridges to blackened rock fields that feel lunar. Snow and steam meet in rare harmony here. In winter, the mountains transform into ski fields. In summer, wildflowers bloom in the air. Alpine herbs and hardy insects survive against the odds, adapting to altitude and volcanic soil. Tongariro is not just scenery, it's story. It's the fusion of myth and science, of ancient eruptions and ongoing reverence. To walk this land is to tread between worlds, one of fire below, one of sky above, and one of legend all around. Kaikoura. Giants of the deep. Kaikoura is where the mountains meet the sea and where giants rise from the deep. Located on the east coast of the South Island, this small coastal town sits on the edge of a submarine canyon that plunges to extraordinary depths just offshore. These waters are rich with nutrients, drawing marine life in abundance. Sperm whales dive here year-round, feasting on giant squid. Dusky dolphins, playful and acrobatic, ride the waves in shimmering ponds. Migrating humpbacks, orcas, and blue whales visit in season, their presence monumental. Boat tours leave from Kaikoura's harbor, but the magic starts before departure. Seabirds soar overhead, including the mighty albatross with its 3-meter wingspan. On the shoreline, New Zealand fur seals sunbathe on rocky outcrops, barely lifting a flipper as you pass. But Kaikoura is more than a marine marvel. The town was reshaped by a 2016 earthquake, uplifting land, rerouting rivers, and revealing new geological layers. In response, the community rebuilt with strength and sustainability, embracing the land's dynamism. To witness a whale breach, or hear the blow of a giant rising from the sea is to feel the pulse of the planet. Kaikōura reminds us that the ocean is alive, and it remembers. West Coast. Wilderness untamed. On the wild West Coast, nature speaks in torrents and whispers. Hemmed between the southern Alps and the Tasman Sea, this region is rugged, remote, and remarkably raw. Rainforests drip with life, rivers carve valleys in silence and in flood. At Punakaiki, the pancake rocks rise in curious stacks, layered limestone formations sculpted by sea and time. Blowholes erupt with fury when the tide surges in, sending columns of spray skyward like exhalations from the earth itself. Drive south, and the landscape becomes even more dramatic. Glaciers like Fox and Franz Josef descend from snowfields high above into lush, temperate rainforest below, a rare and surreal collision of ice and fern. From their creaking surfaces, meltwater flows into streams teeming with life. Here the rainforest is ancient. Giant rimu, kahikatea, and tree ferns tower above mossy floors. Birds like the elusive great spotted kiwi and key move through the canopy or call from shadowed undergrowth. The West Coast is not polished or predictable. It's a place where weather shifts without warning and beauty hides in storm and stillness. In this wilderness, you are not an observer. You are a guest, small, awed, and deeply aware of nature's dominion. Auckland. The city of sails. Auckland is where urban life and ocean rhythm merge. Built atop more than 50 extinct volcanic cones and cradled by 2 harbors, this sprawling city of sails is uniquely connected to land, sea, and sky. The Waitemata Harbor is its elegant front yard, dotted with yachts and ferries. The Sky Tower rises from downtown like a modern spire, but look in any direction and nature calls to the black sand beaches of Piha, the vineyards of Waiheke Island, the volcanic summit of Rangitoto. Auckland is New Zealand's largest city and also its most multicultural. It's home to the world's biggest Polynesian population. Markets pulse with color and flavor. Languages mix on street corners. From high-end restaurants to fish and chip shops, food tells stories of migration and innovation. Despite its size, green space abounds. You can kayak before breakfast, hike a forest path at lunch, and sip wine by sunset. Mangohau, Mount Eden, offers panoramic views and a reminder that this vibrant city rests atop ancient fire. In Auckland, the city doesn't replace nature, it outdances with it. It's a gateway, a meeting place, a taste of everything Aotearoa has to offer, all within a horizon framed by sails. Waitomo. The stars beneath the earth. Beneath the green hills of Waikato lies a galaxy turned upside down. The Waitomo Caves are a network of underground chambers and tunnels carved over millennia by flowing water and lit by the magic of glowworms. These glowworms, or Arachnocampa luminosa, emit a soft blue light to lure prey. In the darkness, they appear as constellations stitched across limestone ceilings. Visitors drift by boat through silent black waters, awed by the illusion of floating beneath a starry sky. Above ground, the land is quiet and pastoral. Below, it's a realm of wonder. Stalactites drip like chandeliers. Fossils whisper from stone. And deeper caves like Ruakuri reveal spiraling ramps and echoing caverns that feel more cathedral than cave. Waitomo isn't just about spectacle. It's about silence, shadow, and the slow work of time. The glowworms are ephemeral, but the rock around them holds stories spanning millions of years. This is New Zealand's night sky turned inward, a reminder that beauty doesn't always rise. Sometimes it falls, it hangs, it glows quietly in places the sun can't reach. The living land. New Zealand is not a place to simply visit, it is a land to feel, to breathe in, to walk across with awe. From snow to sea, from ancient peaks to glowing caves, this is Aotearoa, the land of the long white cloud, alive in every sense. Be kind, travel with reverence, and always stay connected to the wonder that still pulses through this remarkable land.